Welcome back to the Bard's Playhouse Presents Tales from Shadow Valley, Season 3, Episode 27, Go Together Like Peace and Carrots. Thank you so much for joining us. Now let's bring in our wonderful cast. We have Eldritch as Khan, the Bloody Rizzolo.
Always great to be here. What can I say? We're gonna win.
Yeah, you are. Shane as Umbromancer Zavid.
Carrots, more like kakarot.
It's over 9,000! And Elliot as Reese Guiltleaf the Heartseeker.
Oh yeah, we're gonna kick butt. It's gonna be no issue today.
As always, I'm Lumpy Bronzearm and will be your DM for today. Where we come in today is once again within the infinite floating void, and the vast visage of Baba Yaga overtakes the horizon, her raven locks floating all around her. She looks down upon you and says, "Welcome back, players. My, how so much time has passed. Please come forward." Shane.
Hello, Baba Yaga.
Welcome back. It seems that the choice has been made for you today.
Well, I would be lying if I said I wasn't intrigued, but before I pick this card, I just have one question for you.
Yes?
What are you gonna do after this?
I think let's find the cards and then I'll answer that for you.
I choose the King of Hell, Asmodeus.
Very well. The last of the bunch. She reaches down her massive hand, grips the card the size of a basketball court, flips it over, and begins to read. Parchment, quill, pot of ink, turn loss to win within a blink. A deal is struck, a rising fame. The King of Hell now knows your name. When played, the PC makes a deal with Asmodeus. Turn a natural 1 into a natural 20, but Asmodeus will learn your name.
That's fine, because he probably already knows our name, especially once we go visit him.
Yeah.
This card was supposed to be given out long before that reveal. So it was supposed to be a little more foreboding.
What if I blow this on like a persuasion check to like impress him, and then I'm like, I make a deal
Oh
with you
my
now,
god.
and he's like, I'm right here, man.
That would be funny.
I'm literally. Whatever,
It's literally
it's
me.
fine. Sure.
Dude, fine. Okay, the card, whatever, it works. You win. Congrats.
Hey, remember my name?
But yes, you now have a turn a nat 1 into a nat 20 card. But it does reveal Zavid's true name to the King of Hell.
You know, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That's very interesting.
Yes. So it's sort of what's worth that? He doesn't gain like control over your soul or anything necessarily, but he'll learn his true name.
And the interesting thing is, I don't think Zavid knows his own true name either.
He doesn't.
Oh man.
Zavid is the name given to him by his cult. It's not the name given to him by his parents.
Ooh, that's a juicy plot point.
Ooh.
Yeah, and
That's not a secret. That there.
No, I know, but the fact that
Mhm.
now he knows it when he uses it is going to be great. Not Zavid knowing it, but Asmodeus.
Yeah, Zavid's not his true name.
And then ask, I already know what I'm going to do. I'm not going to say anything anymore. All right,
Cool. Very well. All of the cards have been flipped. And I must admit, I will miss all of you. This is not the first game that I have read fortunes for. Many different gaming platforms, many different systems across many different groups. Yet this one is the most fun. The one I'm most invested in. Now she's saying this, she's starting to slide all the cards together into a pile. And eventually she stacks them in the center of the table and she says, "These god cards feel impersonal. Therefore, I have spent the better part watching you for months. And I have made something a little more personal." And she takes the cards, and in a flash, she snaps her fingers and they disappear. She waves her hands, and a new deck of cards appears in her hands.
Ooh.
She shuffles bridges them into the air, shoots them out onto the deck in front, the table in front of you, and you can see your favorite NPCs from the poll I sent months ago on Discord.
Oh my god. Oh, there's my wife. There's my husband. Oh, look at
Yep.
them.
So we have a brand new deck of Baba Yaga cards for next time. And for anyone in the audience watching, several months ago when Shane was on paternity leave with his new bebe, I asked in Discord what everyone's top 5 favorite NPCs in the game are, and this is the list. But so everyone knows, Ma'at definitely won. She's the only one who was in everyone's top 5. Gunnar came in second. He was in 2 of them. But yeah, we have a brand new list of NPC cards that with brand new effects, brand new poems for each. In fact, Baba Yaga should be saying this. Yes, I have gone into your game and spoken with each of these characters. I have asked each of them to write their own poem for you.
Oh man.
So they should be rather personalized.
Oh my god.
I have bestowed powers upon each of them, so it'll be interesting to see what happens.
I swear, if any of you take my lovers, you gotta get with my friends first.
The next time, Eldritch, you'll be the first to pick.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Good burp.
But, ta for now.
For now.
And she
Bye-bye.
begins to fade into the background. So, I've been lying. It wasn't the last card.
You
That's
scamp.
the first time.
I'm a
That's the
rapscallion.
first time you've lied in your life and made it
I pulled a-
convincing.
I pulled a sneaky on you.
Alright.
Welcome back to the Bard's Playhouse Presents Tales from Shadow Valley, Season 3, Episode 28. Can you smell what the rock is cooking? Where we come in today, however, is once again within the great infinite floating void of Baba Yaga's hut. The massive parchment table lies before you. A dozen brand new cards are in front of you. Baba Yaga flowers in her dress, her raven locks floating around you, looks to you and says, "Welcome back, players. It has been far too long."
Gosh. Oh, how long has it been? Oh my gosh.
Like
It's
3
been
weeks.
Nearly a moon.
Yeah. Full phase.
Well, we're over the moon to see you again.
We traveled very far.
New Year, same puns, it seems.
Worse ones, actually.
Now then, it seems there was a bit of a switch-up. Shane, please come forward.
Yay. Hello. How are you?
Wonderful. 12 cards before you. Familiar characters. I have asked them each to create a poem for you, and bestowed upon them a power that they can give to you. Pick wisely.
So, before I pick anything, just want to say that going first is a lot of responsibility on my shoulders, and I was allowed to go first by the goodwill of my fellow players. And so I want to make a pact now that certain characters are for certain players. So for example, these 2 lovely rat folk down here, I'm not going to pick them because those are clearly Khan's NPCs, and Khan should be able to, or Eldritch should be able to pick that for Khan. Likewise, looking upwards at Gurkha,
Yeah, please
I
don't
ain't
steal
about
my
to take
girl.
Gurkha. That's literally, you were the only one that really interacted with her.
That's my
so I'm not
girl.
gonna, take Gurkha away. Some people are a bit more neutral, like Smush Stuff. I mean, he interacted with all of us. Gunnar, even though I'm playing him today, is a friend to us all. Like, no one claims Gunnar, right?
No.
But like these types of characters, I would leave alone. And so, as part of that sort of gesture of goodwill, I'm gonna mosey on over here and pick my arch nemesis, Ilkana Alenor. Arch nemesis turned right-hand henchwoman.
Very well.
Interesting. Ilkana Alenor, the White Mother of Isker. Now, this will work slightly differently than you are used to.
Ooh.
She reaches her massive hand down, flips over the card.
I have to fight her alone.
Oh no.
No!
Standing before you is indeed Ilkana Alinor,
Oh
in the
my.
flesh before you, Shane. She looks down to you with a knowing smile and says, "Hello. Well, I have been bade by the Overlady to write something for you, but I think this one will perform it better than I." And a small elf child walks from behind her with a skipping rope and starts jumping on a hopscotch square on the ground in front of you.
Can I pick another person?
Oh, no.
I'm scared
Child
now.
begins to sing. Got in a fight, couldn't run away. The White Mother now comes your way. Fallen in battle, boatmen must pay. Going on their final holiday. But what is this? Such a cliche. Their soul brought back, gift to her you pray. If a creature near you dies, you can delay their soul from entering Pharasma's boneyard for 1 minute.
So, above table, that would mean that they are stuck at dying 3 or something for like a minute,
Essentially.
or Okay.
You have 1 minute to figure out how to stop them from dying. Like from dying.
okay.
Or-
So basically, I can kind of rewrite reality a little bit in the sense of if someone
Yeah.
just like an NPC specifically just fucking went down and like they're
Yes.
dead, I could be like, not that one.
Or, let's say, this is a very hypothetical. Let's say Cabriri were in a fight with you, next to you, and he went down. You could bring back Cabriri.
Even a god. Whoa.
This could bring
Gods are
back a
creatures.
god.
That makes sense.
Gods are creatures. But see, normally you can't bring them back even with like a 10th level resurrection. This could do it. This could bring back a god.
Dang.
This is the
Wow.
ultimate resurrection stratagem. Got it.
damn.
I know
Ultimate
exactly.
resurrection. Yes. So I have
Got it.
dropped that into your inventory, Zavid. Ilkana Alinor, White Mother of Nisker.
I before she departs, I say, I would shake your hand, but you just slice it right off. So take heart in knowing that I've kept you in this game longer than your initial title run because you are a popular character to me.
A villain may kill 1 billion people and still be redeemed, but an asshole is an affront to the audience. Are they not?
That's sadly true.
She wisps away and turns around and goes a bit transparent, but is still standing upon the card, text on the floor.
So it's kind of like a Smash trophy I got here.
Smash, that's a really good way to put it.
Spinning
Yeah,
it,
she's like a
okay,
smash, it's kind of
Alinor,
spinning
yeah.
in place, yes. And Baba Yaga says to you, "The characters you see here within my realm will not remember your interactions with them, so be not trying to be clever and planting information in their heads now. They are
Dang.
merely an illusion. But
Aw.
I hope you enjoy your new cards. I'm excited to see what is picked next. Eldritch, it will be your turn."
Ooh. A real mystery what Eldritch is going to pick.
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure I've got it down to 2 that I think you're gonna pick.
Mine are easy to know.
True. But Baba Yaga once again fades away slowly into the infinite void again. Welcome back to the Bard's Playhouse Presents Tales from Shadow Valley, Season 4, Episode 1, Viridian Legacy. So, where we're coming in today is once again within the infinite floating black void, upon the massive parchment of Baba Yaga in her hut. Her raven locks floating in the air, her flowers in her dress. She looks down to each of you and says, "Welcome back, players. Season 4, I see.
Mhm.
Very impressive. I was told that this is episode 83. My. Your accolades are surely to be lauded."
Oh, you.
Jeez,
Yeah.
your flattery gets you everywhere. You know it.
As it does, yes. But now, Eldritch, step forward, please. It is your
You
turn
got
to
it.
pick this week. Last week a villain. Who, pray tell, do you think you should like this week?
I think in lieu of a villain, I'd like to see some friendly faces, plural. And I walk, I do like an awkward jog between the giant cards. I run over to Veronique and Frankie Rizzolo.
Ah, the Rizzolo clan. How that only makes sense, as Khan is your character. Very well. And she reaches down her massive hand and flips over the card and begins to read. Oh, no, she flips over the card, and standing there are Frankie and Veronique Rizzolo. I forgot about that part. The actual furred mouse rat folk are in front of you.
And they're like half your size. So you're looking
Yes,
at your
they're
parents, and they're
quite
like
short.
you're looking down on them. Yeah.
Listen, they look to you, and Frankie says, "Hey, it's the Eldritch Sugar. You're the one that plays the little Khan, yeah."
Yeah, that's me. That's me. That was nice to meet you.
Oh, hello, ma chérie. It is so wonderful to meet you. Oh, yes. You take such good care of our little Khan.
Aww.
Please make sure you see her to the end of this, yes?
I'll try my best. It's not always up to me.
Hey, yeah. If you don't let anybody take my little girl out of. If you do, we're gonna have words. I'm gonna show you that all day.
Whoa.
Yeah. But the overlady here, she says we got something we need to read for you. Veronique pulls out a book and she flips it open and she holds it in between her and Frankie, and they begin to read. An old circus trick passed down rat to rat, from the family biz to be taught tit for tat. When faced with a foe with whom you have gripe, there's no need to steal nor use a lead pipe. With your glib request or clever ruse, make them an offer they cannot refuse. When you can use in secret circus techniques. The PC can choose to critically succeed at any one social interaction skill check. You can make them, a new pair of shoes. Cement shoes, perhaps.
Oh, this is a really lovely gift. It was a great, like, you switch back on the rhyme. I thought that was really cool.
That was good.
This is a great gift. Thank you.
Thank you, Sherry. Yes, we hope it comes in handy. We have spent a lifetime making connections in the upper world and the lower world, so hopefully this will help you make friends or deter enemies. And I have dropping that in your inventory right now.
Yay.
It is called Veronique and Frankie Rizzolo, Donna and Consigliere of the Rizzolo crime family. And as it says, you can use that card at any time to automatically critically succeed at any one social interaction check. So diplomacy, intimidation, deception even.
Mm-hmm.
And as they give you the card, the two of them turn kind of bluish and become somewhat transparent. Wow.
Wow.
We say thank you, and they say forget about it.
Forget about it. Very well. The card has been chosen. Hope you use it wisely. We will see you next time. Ta for now.
Bye.
Welcome back to the Bard's Playhouse Presents Tales from Shadow Valley, Season 4, Episode 2, the Inevitable Beach episode. That's where we're coming in today. However, we are in the infinite floating void within the giant hero card mat of Baba Yaga, the fortune teller, and all four of you appear in front of the witch. Shane, Eldritch, Elliot, and Ash. Before you, you see the massive visage of Baba Yaga, her raven locks floating in the air, her flowered dress looming on the horizon. She looks down to all of you and says, "Welcome back, players. Seems we have a new and old face today."
Mm-hmm.
Welcome, Ash. Your friends can at least tell you a little better about where you are. All of you, come forward. And if you look at the bottom of your screen there. There are 4 little squares, little icon tokens. Ash, yours is on the very far left. You should be able to move it around if you click it and grab it and move it. But not necessary, just a fun little thing. I think you're muted, Ash.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes, there you are. Perfect. All right, but yes, come forward. I believe it is Elliot's turn to pick today. What fortunes await?
Oh, all the best fortunes, Baba Yaga. Actually, because it is a special occasion that Ash is here, I'm gonna give this off to Ash to let her choose, because there's a lot of characters here that are early stuff, like Smash stuff, and the whatever yeah, him. There's some ones that like I legitimately don't know, so I think it'd be nice for Danny to get a chance. Or
How
Ash.
selfless. How selfless
Aw.
of you. Very well. Come forward, Ash.
Okay. All right, we're gonna do this.
I know that you in particular are familiar with tarot.
I am indeed.
So, which card would you like to pick today?
And I get to pick any one from this thing, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to pick Archibald.
Ooh, an old villain, eh? Archibus Baldebard, Grand Vizier to King Jonathan Arion of Druma. Yes, crowd, I don't want to say favorite, but everyone loves to hate. Baba Yaga reaches down her massive hand, and she flips the card over. And standing there, Shane, Elliot, Eldritch, the 3 of you are expecting to see Archibus Baldebard, which you do. He stands before you in the flesh, the man himself, with green skin, disgusting greasy purple hair, but he's not wearing the royal robes of before. And standing next to him is a massive Candle Reaper demon. Archibus is chained and manacled, bound and gagged, held by this demon at bay. The demon looks first to Baba Yaga and says, "Overlady, it is truly an honor to be in your presence. My master bids you thanks." Then he looks to all of you and says, "I have brought you a gift. My master has brought you a gift. You read." And he magically poofs away the gag upon Archibus's mouth, and Archibus looks. I was told that perhaps I could be granted clemency if I showed a bit of sorrow. I was told to read this. And Archibus pulls. A scroll is held in front of him.
Can
Because
you
his hands
pull up the Baba Yaga again?
Yes. One moment. There you go.
Fantasy grants out a conniption. That's good.
Oh, not a problem. Yeah, it happens all the time. Yes, so the candle demon holds this scroll in front of Archibus and says, "Read." And Archibus begins to read. "In life I was shrill." Oops, I hit the wrong button. My bad. "In life I was shrill. I lied and I sinned. The king became ill. I stood and I grinned. 'Twas power I sought. Contracts can't rescind. The fine print was fraught. To hell I've been pinned. I stand now in fear. My mind a whirlwind. My fate is unclear, which leaves me chagrined." The demon looks to you and holds the scroll forward, and in front of you this scroll says, "Eternal punishments for Archibus Baldebard, below which lie 4 empty lines and the ever-burning seal of Asmodeus, King of Hell. Each of you has been granted the opportunity to pick this one's punishment."
Sorry.
So wait a minute. The real Archibus is standing before us, and we have the opportunity to weigh in on how he should be judged.
My king is giving this boon freely. No deal is struck. As
That is
per the Overlady's wishes. And he once again turns to Baba Yaga and bows deeply to her.
All right. I look to the rest of you and I say, wait, I'm me. I don't have to be
you.
Zavid. Sorry, I'm in character all the time. You know me.
Yeah, she really commits.
Yeah, listen, I sometimes I'll call people on Discord and just be Zavid, and then, Elle's like, you could just be you, Shane. I'm like, no.
Can I kick him in the ass just once?
Of course. And the demon just flips him, pulls the chain, and Archibus is turned around.
Just like one nice, good kick to the middle of the ass, just as hard as I can.
Yeah, you get a good running leap right.
Do you
right
want
into the thick part of the
Do you want a
bone.
nice boot for it? Like,
yes.
Steel-toe
like
boots.
if you're gonna do a kick, you got to go all the way. Get like a steel-toed construction boot is a great one.
Ooh.
And
Ooh,
try to get either. So I think, all right. Sorry, I don't mean to chime in on your kick here, but I've kicked people in the balls quite a few times in my life, and I've got some good tips. Either if you're going for the ass, scoop under, steel toe towards the balls like a punching bag.
Yeah.
That'll really hurt. Or if you want to ride it back a little bit, hit him in the coccyx, the butt bone, break that butt bone. He can't sit down after that one.
Oh, yeah. Everything he just said, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, you give him a quick kick to the keister, and you feel a crack in your toes. Well, I suppose I at least deserve that.
That's what you get.
That's what he sounds like when he gets kicked in the ass.
Oh, yeah. Okay, sorry. That felt nice. So what do we get to do to him?
You get to pick his eternal punishments in hell.
Eternal punishment.
I will give you one example for free from Little Nicky. In the movie,
Yes, I was thinking about that.
in the movie Little Nicky.
We know that one.
Yeah, the pineapple. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
so-
I was
See,
thinking about
I
that.
have something very similar in mind. Funny enough, instead of a pineapple, it's a Carolina Reaper.
Quite amusing. And it
can
looks
I-
to you and it holds the scroll in front of you and says, "Is this your choice?"
Before we lock in anything, can we, Candle Demon, sir, could we get a list of his crimes by judgment of the divine? Like, what is he in hell for? Besides selling himself to the devil, which is kind of obvious.
And making Danny's
It
life
pulls
miserable.
a scroll that just flop, 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 rolls out to the ground.
Oh my
Starts with soft coup d'état, corruption, stealing welfare from the civilians, falsifying war casus belli, and my lord does not appreciate this one. Lying on contracts with devils. And then continues to list more and more things that aren't necessarily violent crimes, but there's just a laundry list of crimes.
I'm just-
baby ones.
He's not a monster, he's just a scumbag to the max.
Yeah, as this is being listed, I just look at him and wait for him to make eye contact, and I'm like, you fucked up. If it was a small list, we could give you something that wasn't the worst thing, but this is a lot to work with, man. This is not going to be easy on you.
And as you're looking through, you do see kidnapping Princess Daniela Arion.
Pretty bad.
That was another big one.
I guess I'll could turn to you guys. Say all right. I think it should be poetic. Whatever we have him do, I think the kick to the nuts, that's just for you. But I feel for eternal punishment, it needs to reflect what he's done, and he's done a lot. A lot of it seems to be greed related, lying, stealing, basically just whatever helps him and his ambitions for power.
Have you ever watched? It's an anime and it was Dante's Inferno.
Mm-mm.
It was one of the 7 layers of hell, and it was greed, and it's constantly like gold, and it's hot gold, and people are just bathed. It's just like burning alive in it for eternity.
That's good. That's a good one. What do you think about that, Archibald? All the butt?
And as soon as he starts to speak, the candle demon waves his hand and he gets gagged again.
That's
He
what
has
you
made
get.
he's made his
Sorry.
appeal.
Okay. So I just want to say can we combine the Carolina Reaper up the butt every day with the kick to the balls? Can we combine those two?
They kick the Reaper in.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh my god, wait a second, Candle Demon.
Yes.
Guys, I have a brilliant idea. So, I imagine, Hell has no shortage of bored devils, who might need a little bit of entertainment every now and again, right?
Of course.
Well, there's a movie, it's a little dated. It's called Idiocracy, and one of the star shows in Idiocracy is Ow My Balls. And all it is one guy getting constantly kicked, hit, and injured in the balls in a very comedic way. Now, you just heard what it sounded like when he got kicked. Is that not hilarious?
And the demon waves his hand again, and you hear it echo through the abyss.
The potential for a show that would placate the devils. I mean, devils are kind of hard to satisfy. This would put them in good moods. It would boost morale in hell. I think you could create a studio in the city of Dis or something, and like just he would be the star. And every day you would broadcast this out to the rest of the layers of hell, and everyone would see essentially what you just witnessed. And we spice it up literally every now and again with a Carolina Reaper up the butt, or a pineapple up the butt, or just something a little bit different every day to just kind of mix it up, give it a little bit of pizzazz.
Like girl with the dragon tattoo when she got her revenge.
And of course, and the best thing, of course, would he'd be cursed very much like Sisyphus, or Prometheus rather, where he'd heal up every day. No scars, fresh powdered balls and butt ready to be absolutely destroyed for the amusement of all in hell.
Maybe just like dunk them also in some like boiling gold as well.
Yeah, there's options.
I mean, yeah, because you could have an announcer demon or devil, excuse me, my bad, an announcer devil who then essentially just kind of gives a little story, like one of his crimes, like every episode, one of his crimes. So today we're going to, and then just have him.
We shall take him, dip in boiling gold to make a commemorative trophy for each episode.
Yes.
End every day, like immortalize it. Oh, that's great, actually.
And then then they have like a award show at the end of hell, and they're called the baddies, and they're just the statues of him that they give out as prize.
I also just like to state this has never been a family-friendly show, by the way.
It never has been, no.
And I don't look at him the whole time. I'm looking at the candle demon. Floor. I'm excited about the opportunity to create this wonderful show for those in hell, because with someone with this much material, I mean, it's just like
endless.
This is just
hundreds of episodes.
Oh yeah, and so like, you might get a murderer, a pickpocket, or somebody who just like killed somebody. They go to hell. They think what they got is bad. They'll be thankful. They'll be thanking you for the punishment you're giving them, because they're gonna see this guy be like, well, at least I'm not Ow My Balls guy.
True.
I think that is a wonderful place to write these down. And the demon pulls out a piece of flame on the end of its finger and scribbles down the punishment all of you have deliciously come up with, writes it on the parchment. Then it burns up in his hands, and he says, "It shall be done." And the demon says, or the devil looks to Archibus and says, "Let us go. Day 1." And they are engulfed in flame, And what is left is a hologram transparent of Archibus Baldbard.
Excellent.
Perfect.
Can we visit him when we see Asmodeus?
Yes, probably, actually.
Let's
So-
watch the Hell Show today.
Oh, what episode are we on?
Amazing. So Baba Yaga looks down to all of you and says, well, the card has been chosen. Ta for now. Welcome back to the Bard's Playhouse Presents Tales from Shadow Valley, Season 4, Episode 3, Cynosure is coming to town. And that's where we come in tonight. Well, today, it's in the middle of the afternoon. In the infinite floating void. Beyond the size of the horizon, you see Baba Yaga with her raven locks floating in the air around her. She looks down upon you. You see before you a massive parchment with cards the size of basketball courts, each with familiar faces upon them. She looks down to you and says, welcome back, players. It is great to see you all again.
Hi.
Hello.
Please, step forward. Elliot, you were so selfless to give away your turn last week to Ash. I believe it's your turn this week. It's only fair.
It felt right. You know, she's fairly here, so.
I was ready to step forward. I forgot that Danny took it, and Ellie
Yeah.
hasn't had a turn yet. So I've been like, "Oh, whoopsie." Sorry, go ahead.
Whoops, lost my footing there. I stumbled forward. And I didn't do
I
that.
meant to do that. I meant
Oh,
to do
I
that.
got you, man. You just tripped. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yep.
Whoops.
So today, I'm gonna go and choose Gurkha because my big strong lady in real life is flying out, well, already flew out to do an audition, and I want her to nail it, so another big strong lady of my heart is Gurkha, so I got it for my girl. Both of my girls.
Perfect. Gurkha Kahanui, eh? And she reaches down her massive hand and she says, the Keeper of the Mountain Stew. And she flips the card over. And standing before you, all 6'5" of her, is Gurkha Kahanui, the Keeper of the Mountain Stew of Fogton. She looks down at you and says, oh, hey there, Elliot. You're the one that controls Reese, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, one of the only people to pass through Fogton actually beat me in the arm wrestling. Kind of got me purple in the cheeks, but...
I do what
Anyway.
I can.
So, the Overlady here tells me that I was supposed to write this something for you, and she gave me the ability to give you a little present. So, yeah, here we go. And she pulls out a vellum. It's about a little short piece of just sheepskin with writing on it. And she begins to read, and it says, in a pot you make a roux, then roasted meats that swam or flew. Ancestors' recipe 'cause they brew the perfect bowl of mountain stew. When played, a hearty mountain stew code red appears in a cauldron before you. Any who take 10 minutes to eat it gain the effects of a long rest.
The funny thing is, when I was grabbing
Oh
my
my God.
caffeine, I almost grabbed a Mountain Dew Code Red today.
That
Almost.
would've been perfect.
Oh my god.
But yes, if when you play this card, you get a big pot of Mountain Stew code red, and if anyone who takes 10 minutes to drink it gains a long rest. So that's pretty great.
I love
That
it.
is phenomenal.
Gonna drop this card in your inventory there, Reese.
Excellent.
It is just called Gurkha Kahanui, Keeper of the Mountain Stew. And Gurkha looks to you and says, well, thanks again for coming by. Hope you can visit Fogton real soon.
I hope so too.
And she fades out in... Oop, not that one. And she fades out into a blue, transparent hologram.
Gunnar wanted to make an appearance.
Gunnar's trying too hard to jump in the fray. He needs Valhalla, I sees it before him. But she becomes a hologram just like the rest. And Baba Yaga looks down to you and says, very well. The cards have been chosen. Ta for now. Welcome back to the Bard's Playhouse Presents Tales from Shadow Valley, Season 4, Episode 4, Raising a Cold One. And that's where we come in today, is within the infinite floating void. Before you, upon the horizon, her raven locks floating in the air, is Baba Yaga, with her flowered dress. Looking down upon you, she greets you warmly. Hello, players. Welcome back.
Hi.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Before you are a dozen basketball court-sized cards, each with familiar faces of characters that you've come across along the way. So far, 4 have been flipped, but more to come. Baba Yaga looks down and says, I believe it is Shane's turn this week. Come forward. Look around, take in your surroundings, and choose whichever card you like.
I walk right over to artifacts. Artifacts of the
Cogito
Machinist.
A
Glasswick Finibus.
Ah, a villain this week, eh? Very well.
Well,
Crafty little gnome. Hmm?
I chose a villain the last time with Elkana. I want to choose another villain. Specifically, I wrote the music for this guy, and I don't
It's
know,
one of
man.
your best.
Everybody who saw the song has been talking about how the flesh is weak, and like, I don't know. Maybe there's something to it. Maybe just replacing every biological part of yourself with something metal and cold is like the way to get closer to true divinity. Who knows?
Let us find out. Baba Yaga reaches her massive hand down, flips the card over, and standing before you is the little 3.5-foot tall gnome with 6 insect-like mechanical legs down at the bottom protruding from beneath his tattered red robes. He has tubes going in and out every orifice. He has green spectacles and goggles that glow and hum. There are wires coming in from everywhere around him. He holds a mechanical staff, and he looks to you and says, Yes, I have been brought back here from the great beyond in Pharasma's boneyard, taken from my time as pure energy and information. What say you? You need my boon, yes?
I produce a picture of some light rays through space and a pale blue dot, and I ask, what do you think of this?
All of us are but a pale blue dot suspended within a sunbeam, are we not? However,
Indeed.
I have been bade read this to you. And he pulls out a small little, it looks like a coffee coaster. And it just in the image there, he presses a button and a bunch of green text, and just like that, a bunch of green text pops up. And he begins to read. A gnome in a box, proficient with clocks, having a wonderful time. To them orky flocks, beneath the air locks, hammered on scales like a chime. Through knowledge they gained, and prophecy deigned, Golarion's greatest crime. Glastwick shortly reigned, greatly was he pained, stolen plans seen as divine. And he looks over to Eldritch as he says that part. Now you, as the player, may choose one new lore skill in which to gain legendary proficiency. I have a suggestion for you before you answer. My suggestion is sailing lore, because then you can pilot ships. Not only water ships, you could also get airships, and land ships, and spaceships. But pick whatever you
What
like.
do you think?
Any lore skill. The other thing is, after you save Galarian, Zavid could go find the One Piece.
Yeah. He is kind of rebel.
I don't actually even know what that means.
It all comes full circle. Every character I make takes to the stars as a space pirate. In every game I play, I was like, it's never gonna happen with Zavid. And you're like, do you want it to happen with Zavid? I'm like,
Possible.
yes, I do. So I guess, yeah, I want sailing lore. I want him pirates. He's not really a pirate, but he is like
Captain.
Yeah, he's a ship captain. He's a sailor. He's the guy that gets like pirates try to like pirate him, but he is a little too strong. I feel like
He has shadows to hide into. It's just like, go on, try to steal my shit. Oh wait, it's all not on me.
Okay. Now
how many characters do I have on ships just out in space? I got Ra. Now I got Zvid. I think I have like another probably. I'm forgetting. Oh,
Well,
a guy named Talib. You guys have never met, but he's like a genie warlock, or no, he's a Tempest sorcerer, Tempest cleric, Storm sorcerer, level 20 character. I did for a one shot. He has an airship.
I love
that's
it.
awesome.
Yeah. So,
Well, now
that's three
Zavid,
so far.
Zavid is now legendary in sailing lore and astronomy lore, so that'll help really quite a bit. But Glastwick looks to you and says, I hope this knowledge that I have gleaned throughout my time upon Galarian will aid you. Perhaps my plans should have been destroyed. Good luck to you. And then he fades off into a blue glowing hologram of himself. Wow.
There we go.
What's up?
I figured it out. I added a sailing lore.
Oh, I
It's,
see. Mhm.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me-
Very cool. Yes, but now you can pilot the Windseeker or any other ship. All of you can close that now.
Makes it worse.
Yeah. Especially if like the Windseeker is becoming discombobulated. No. Incapacitated. Incapacitated. Good lord.
I was waiting for
brain
it.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
making me discombobulated.
My
You know what I'm
brain.
saying?
I eventually
Yeah,
got there. Welcome back to the Bard's Playhouse presents Tales from Shadow Valley, Season 4, Episode 5. Riddleport me this. We're finally back, but where we come back is all of you are standing within the infinite floating void. On top, the large parchment that flows off into the distance in all directions. The massive visage of Baba Yaga, flowers in her hair, and her raven locks floating about her, looks down upon you and says, "Welcome back, players. It has been far too long."
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while.
Yeah, a little bit.
Baba Yaga, check this out. Look at my baby. Oh, is that for me? Is that for me?
No.
Is that my chip and
I don't
salsa?
think
Is that
it's-
for me?
She may enjoy it.
Ah,
Eat hot chip, yes?
She learns how to be a real girl. Now she needs to learn how to lie.
Indeed. Now, I believe it is Eldridge's turn to pick a card this week.
This is true. It is my turn.
Come forward, it has been too long.
You got it.
We all made bets, by the way, pre-stream who Elle was going to pick.
Let's see who is correct.
I look around, you know, the giant basketball-sized cards. Basketball court-sized cards. They were basketball-sized.
oh wait,
That's an odd
I'm
shape
on
for
the
a
other
card.
side. I say, hold on a second. Oh, wait a minute. Can I not turn that on?
Hmm?
There we go. Got it. Hey, no pressure, but you better pick the one I like.
I don't think your voice thing worked.
No, no,
You turned it off before stream, remember?
no! I didn't turn it off. I just turned it kind of off. Wait, hold on.
Okay.
Tell me. Can you hear this?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Elle, I'm over here. Pick. No pressure, but pick the one that I want you to pick.
You got it. I read his mind with my psychic powers that I have in real life.
Because this is really you.
Yeah. Well, we just saw the guy. So I'm gonna go with B tells the tracks.
We were all wrong!
One wonderful V tells the tracks. What a surprise! One moment. Let me shake this. So, Baba Yaga reaches down her massive hand and says, "B tells the tracks. The Hermit of Mount Fogton, eh? Very well." She flips the card over, and standing before you is the dwarf himself, Beat Els, with silver beard, silver eyebrows, and a large mountainous cloak. It's lots of layers. He lives on a high mountain. He says, "Oh, good day to you, Eldritch. Good to see ya. Come to get more power, eh?
You bet.
Wonderful. You know, as having 1,000 years up on top of my mountain, I had a long time to really work on this masterpiece for you. I hope you like it." And he pulls out
Written songs and albums. They've been going It sounded like hotcakes.
Pulls out a book. And he begins to read. Consider there's no boneyard, simple as can be. Asmodeus nowhere, Erastil cannot see. Consider all the dragons soaring towards glory. When played, a thick fog overtakes an area. When it clears, a line of fogged and cold ones remains. Who doesn't love a cold one? Now let me explain. This can be used in lieu of rolls, in lieu of magic. I'll give you a hypothetical.
Okay.
Let's say you're talking to the dwarf kings, the dwarf king, and it's going really bad. It's going bad. Yeah, and they're about to like throw you in the dungeon. You play this card, a bunch of cold ones appear. And the king goes, well, maybe we take a minute and cool our heads. Let cooler heads prevail. It might, depending on how you use it, will determine what it does.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have a free persuasion card.
Maybe, yeah. It could, yeah. It just depends on how you use it. That's why there's nothing mechanical attached to it.
Gotcha.
What it does depends on how you use it. I mean, if you're
As long as it makes cold ones.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you're in the desert and you're dying of thirst and you use this, they will be the most refreshing beverages you've ever had. Like what it does depends on how you use it.
Yeah.
So let me drop that in your inventory. You now have Betelgetrax, Hermit of Mount Fogton. Wonderful. I hope that the power of Fogton can help you out someday. And he turns into a translucent blue hologram. Very well. The card has been chosen. Hope to see you soon. I believe, yes, Shane, your pick next.
Uh-oh. Pressure's on.
It's all for now.
I need to confer with my council here, and we'll figure out what we're going to do next time.
I already know who you're probably going to pick.
I don't. I could see you picking several.
Yeah, make your bets.
Yeah,
Not
clearly
today,
all
but
three
next
of us were
week.
wrong.
Yeah,
Next week
yeah.
we'll place our bets. So, the mists appear to flow away as Baba Yaga floats off into the distance. Welcome back to the Bard's Playhouse Presents Tales from Shadow Valley, Season 4, Episode 6. Can't make omelets without cracking eggs. That's what we're coming in today. However, we are, as per usual, within the infant floating void. The massive visage of Baba Yaga, flowers upon her dress and her raven locks floating around her. In front of her is the basketball court-sized cards, each of which has an image of a friendly or not so friendly NPC that you'll come across in your travels. Half of them have now been picked, but it's time to pick another. Welcome back, players. It has only been a week this time. It's wonderful to see you again.
Hi.
Yes, you've... I know, we got an update in the in-between world. That's why. Yes, we can. I do believe Elliot is your turn to pick. Please step forward. Hey, we were all right. Yep, all three of we took bets ahead of time, and you can check the chat now, Elliot. All three of us picked Mythonar, so all of you can go ahead and have another hero point.
Yay!
Yeah, all three of you.
I'm feeling pretty heroic right now.
Pretty heroic right now. So Baba Yaga says, Mythonar, that little golden retriever of a man. Let's see. She reaches down her massive hand, flips it over, and Mythonar stands before you. He stands 7 feet tall if he's an inch, blonde hair down past his shoulders, rippling muscles and tattoos, 2 Kopesh swords at his side. He says, "Oh, hey dude, what's up? You came here for pull my rope?"
Yeah.
Tubular man. Okay, great. And I gotta tell you, out of character, this is probably my favorite of the poems that I wrote. Do you remember in the episode of The Simpsons where Mr. Burns cripples an Irish guy and he laughs for 6 days? That was me writing this poem. I just laughed and laughed and laughed. So Mythar pulls out a scroll and he unfurls it.
Overlady Baba Yaga told me to write something for you, and here you go, dude.
He begins to read.
Here are some words that rhyme with Mythanar. Superstar, Zanzibar, steel guitar, Pierre Renoir. When played, all foes within 30 feet become tiny as per the shrink spell.
So this is essentially a spell that you get to cast once that does not require a saving throw. It just works. Much like Skyrim and other such games. It just works. So I'm going to be dropping the Mythanar Aryan Prince of Druma card into your inventory. And it has a description of the shrink spell at 6th level. So you can use that anytime you like. And Mythanar says,
Well, I hope this comes in handy in your adventures, dude. Go give him hell, bruh.
And he becomes... Oop, not that one. And he fades away into a blue transparent hologram of himself.
7 out of 12. A majority have been picked. I do believe. Yes, shame. Next week it is your turn for real this time.
For real?
For reals for reals. Ta for now.
And she begins to fade away into the background. Welcome back to the Bard's Playhouse Presents Tales from Shadow Valley, Season 4, Episode 7, One Man's Trash. And that's where we're coming in today.
Woo!
But once again, floating within the infinite black void, we come upon the harrowmat of the fortune teller, Baba Yaga, her raven locks floating in the air. She looms large above the horizon. And in front of her, a dozen basketball court-sized cards with the faces of familiar NPCs you've come across in the past, and several you have flipped already. She looks down upon you and says,
Greetings, players. Welcome back. It hasn't been too long, but it always seems too long to me.
It does, yeah.
Way too long. I'm just glad everything is working now.
Hopefully so, and it will be a boon to continue thus. Shane, please step forward. It is your week today, and I do believe there are guesses that we need to put into the chat, yes?
Oh, yeah.
yeah, so let's the
I
three
have
of
a
us go ahead
question.
and- Yeah.
What were the ones I picked the last couple times?
Oh, I can tell you that. Let me see, I've got my notes cards. The last ones you picked were Glastwick Finibus and Ilkana Alinor. You picked the two villains.
I did. And somebody, I believe L, picked Archibus, Boldbard.
No, Danny did. Ash, I
Oh,
mean.
really?
Ash picked Archibus
yeah.
when she was the guest starring for one day.
So my initial thing I wanted to do was pick all the villains.
Mm-hmm.
But that is now... I'm sorry. I had the chat open because I shared a
whoops.
link.
It's alright.
So I saw the first guess, so you might want to change your answer, and I'm sorry.
Change your guess.
All right.
I can't spell, but that's my guess.
So my plan to pick a bunch of villains is now ruined. I can only do half villains, so I have to do the other half amongst these 5. What we have here is we have an orc that we only knew for a while, but the magic that he taught us to draw upon with his sort of almost dead god is almost completely forgotten, but not quite, because he's the last of the clerics, has been very much a boon to us throughout this campaign. Like, it's been very helpful.
Oh, yes.
Then we got Gunnar. And this is like, we're going to his place. This is his home turf. It does make sense. We would want his thing, right, for the story. But if that's the case, when are we ever going to pick Smush Stuff? Smush Stuff, the ogre that we learned about this guy, and he was just like a troll living under a bridge. Like, he was just like a highwayman, no better than a bandit. And suddenly, not only has he learned etiquette, has he learned how to be a gentleman ogre, but he still smushes stuff, and he's just as good as ever. And
And he does
that bow tie,
The bow tie
is
looks
impeccable.
great.
impeccable. It's bespoke.
It's bespoke. Very good. I like that. And then we have Ma'at, the Song Pharaoh, the first good lich, maybe the only good lich, who used positive magic and bardic sort of magic to become a lich, which is very unusual. I kind of like that. And lastly, we have Jophiel, who is a gnome with the bleaching, as it's called, when they start to become bored of the sort of experiences they're having on the material plane. But we tried our best to like get her to like look at life in anew, and maybe take a sabbatical in the Feywild to like gain some of your, color back before returning to the material plane for another round of adventures. Like life doesn't have to end now. You can experience more, and I like the message of that. But are we going to pick someone who's not directly involved in what's happening now, or are we going to pick someone who is? And I think, to be fair to myself, I'm going to roll a dice.
Ooh. There's
Here's
five.
who I'm not gonna. Yeah, here's who I'm not gonna pick, so I can just roll a d4. The wrong kind
No,
of die.
find a D5. Make it exist.
I'll make that exist. Here's the thing: we're not gonna just spend one session in Gunnar's place. So I'm not gonna pick Gunnar. I'm gonna let somebody else pick Gunnar, either next session or the session after. I think we got to earn Gunnar's card. I don't think we're just going to learn about his story. We don't know enough about what's going on to get his card right now. So I'm going to pick one of these other four. One is Gazcool, 2 is Jophiel, 3 is Ma'at, 4 is Smush Stuff. Jophiel.
Hey, my initial guess was correct.
And I didn't meta gain that at all because I rolled.
Nope.
So
Yep, I did change my guess to Ma'at, so I was wrong there, but that was my first guess. So, as you said, very well, Jophiel, a member of the Gardeners of Corvosa, in a heroic adventuring group in their own right. Very well. And she reaches down her mighty hand and... Whoops, wrong button. Sorry. And she flips the card over, and standing there in front of you is the small gnome with white hair, white, long eyebrows that stick through her eyes. She has a tattoo on her cheek. She wears kind of somewhat drab clothing, but she has a single chrysanthemum flower with a bit of pink in it on her lapel. And she looks to you and says, "Hello, Shane. It is good to see all of you again. I am glad to be here."
same.
So, it would seem that Galarian requires my aid once more. I am pleased to bring this boon to you. I hope it brings you luck. And she pulls out a scroll and begins to read. Divine words flow from place unknown. Confusion spreads, scared to the bone. Can speak and hear by voice and tone, yet language change and chaos sown. When played, all foes within sight gain Jophiel's oracular curse of tongues for 10 minutes. Let me explain how this works, because this is fun. I have for... I'm just going to tell you this at this point because Zavid would have figured this out in his studies, and I think I've told you this at one point anyway. When Eox the Dead comes into alignment and the occultism magic starts to become affected, instead of the, you know how arcane users get the hyper-focus like Khan, you get the divine bigotry every morning, that thing. Occult magic users gain, if they fail their wisdom save, gain the effects of Oracular's Curse of Tongues, which basically means that they have, whenever they get excited or they get into combat, they can only speak one language and understand one language that they roll randomly. So I have a table of 20 languages that you can, I will even list here. Let me throw that into the chat.
So we can Tower of Babel our enemies
Yes,
for 10
you
minutes?
can and here's the best part about it, is that not only does it do that, but it makes it so that every single one of them has to roll a separate d20, so each one speaks a different language. And so you can see in the chat there, I put them up. It's 1 is Draconic, 2 is Dwarven, Elven, Gnomish, Goblin, Halfling, all the way down.
Wow.
So you could drop this bomb on, say, an army and cause a significant amount of chaos.
Question. What kind of magic does Reese have again?
You have occult magic, but you do not have spell slots yet. So until and unless you get spell slots, you won't be affected by that.
Awesome!
Mm-hmm.
When's that maybe in alignment? Is that soon?
Relatively. It's one of the later ones, but it'll be... actually, I can tell you. I have them in my MISC notes. I should not be lazy.
I speak a lot of these languages. There's a good chance that, you'll understand what we're saying.
I vaguely understand most of them, so
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
why I was like, how the frick is that going to...
But see, it's while you're in combat, the one you roll for, that is the only thing you can speak and understand until you calm down. And if you critically fail, it lingers for an hour.
Oh, that is hilarious.
But if you don't ever get spell slots, it won't be an issue. But to answer your question, the next planet that'll come into alignment is Castrovel the Green, which will affect Primal Casters, which is none of you. And then after that will be Eox the Dead, which will affect both, with definitely Zavid and Reese if you get spell slots.
Cool. Interesting. Nice.
Yes. But
I need to practice my fake language babble, just like... Very
that. But Jophia looks to you and she says, I hope that this boon can cause enough chaos to come to your aid. Not all chaos is a bad thing, as it were. Goodbye. And she fades away into a blue hologram.
No, she bleached out! She's gone!
No, she disappeared.
So it looks like the remaining 4 are Gazkul Demon Killer, Gunnar Sun, Ma'at the Songfarer, and Smush Stuff. Next session, I believe it is, yes, Eldritch. It will be your turn to pick.
My turn.
Ta for now. As Baba Yaga fades away into the distance. Welcome back to the Bard's Playhouse Presents Tales from Shadow Valley, Season 4, Episode 8, Narwhal, Farwhal, Wherever You Are Wall. And that's where we come in today. Or at least we would. But as per usual, we come within the great infinite floating void. On the giant mat, the harrow mat of Baba Yaga. Her grand visage overtaking the horizon, her raven locks floating in the air, and her flowered dress looms above. She looks down to you and says, Welcome back, players. It has been far too long once again, but reunited and it feels so good.
It does.
Gesundheit.
Thank you. Thank you.
I do believe that, yes, Eldritch, it is your week this time. Come forward.
Oh my goodness, it is. I'd forgotten.
Bets had been placed ahead of time. We'll see who triumphs this day.
All right.
8 down, 4 to go.
I step forward onto the big old map, and I'm looking through the holograms. I wave to a few of them, see if they wave back.
They do wave, but they don't speak. There's no
Gotcha.
sounds.
Well, I close the window.
Oh no!
Oh,
She
yeah.
disappeared out of our vicinity, but Baba Yaga's still
Fantasy
here.
Grounds or just the map?
Just the map.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, cool. I return to existence.
You poof back here.
Yeah. Let's see. I think that. I mean, our guys are going into a fight. We need, a firm hand to help us out. So come on, drag the token. Come on, game. Okay.
There they go.
I go over to Smush Stuff.
Yes! Oh, my heart was right.
As was mine. All right, let's see here. Smush Stuff, eh? A gentle giant if ever there was one. Very well. And Baba Yaga reaches down her giant hand, flips the card over, and before you stands, all 9 feet tall of him, the ogre Smush Stuff in his dapper top hat and massive bow tie. He looks down to you and says, "Oh, hey there. You're the Eldritch Sugar. You played the little retcon then.
I do, yeah.
It's good to see you." And he bends down real tiny and he goes in for a hug, but it's
Aw.
the tiniest, most gentle thing you can ever experience.
Yeah, bring it here, buddy.
Oh, thank you, yeah. All of yours, you all good friends of mine in the world. I don't really understand this place, but, the Overlady, she, helped me with my words. Shane, your shadow man, he's the one who helped me with my numbers. I'm up to 15 now. I'm holding my hand. I can do my 2 hands and my foot. But she helped me with my letters and want me to read this. And he pulls out just the hugest book, or a piece of paper, just massive lined notebook paper. And he sets it on the ground, and you can see there's huge scratchy pencil markings. And he begins to read. See Smush. See Smush think. Think hurt Smush. See Smush run. Run Smush run. See Smush smash. Smash Smush smash. Each PC may choose to critically fail a knowledge check. If they do, their next 3 physical skill checks are automatic critical successes. And as he says that, he kind of looks like it hurt his brain to even say that out loud.
Poor guy.
So yes, this is a card for all 3 of you. So I will open up your character sheets here. And yes, as it says, you may at any point when I call for even a relatively important knowledge check, use your discretion on that.
Yeah.
But you can choose to critically fail it, and then that's the knowledge check you'll stick with for whatever it is you were trying to gain. But the benefit is that the following 3 physical skill checks you do, like acrobatics, athletics, thievery, stealth, maybe crafting, depending on what you're crafting.
Yeah.
Maybe not crafting, but anything physical type skill check, your next 3 will be a critical success.
Dang.
Okay.
So I have put the Smush Stuff Major of the Druman Guard card into all of your inventories. And as he finishes reading, let's see, where is it? Yes. As he finishes reading, he disappears into a blue translucent hologram like the rest. Wow.
Wow.
Very well. The card has been chosen. 3 remain. And I do believe, yes. Elliot, it is your pick next time. Ta for now. And Baba Yaga fades once more into the background. Welcome back to the Bard's Playhouse Presents Tales from Shadow Valley, Season 4, Episode 9, The Festival of Sagas. But first, we come in at the infinite floating void, and the giant hero card map of Baba Yaga, taking up the entire horizon, her raven locks floating about her. She looms large over all of you and says, "Welcome back, players. It is good to see you so soon."
Hi.
I know. Next week we might have to take a break though because of the birth bearers celebrations. So.
Oh, that's right. Yes, well, we'll see. We'll converse about the holidays. But, Elliot, come forward. It is your pick today.
So I move forward and I look all around and like, man, I love all these guys. The one guy gave us Reese's like superpowers. Looking at you guys, cool. I think. I'm pretty sure you were the weird boy.
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes over, sees Gunnar,
Thought it was
knows he's a
deleted.
good pal. Good pal, good guy. And of course, all my friends have already made their guesses on who I'm picking. And I smile, look at Gunnar, but I know myself. I know myself very well. I look up at Ma'at and I wave and I go, her.
Very well. Ma'at the Song Pharaoh, eh? God
No!
King of all warmed by Ra.
No.
Oh, you picked Gunnar, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, they both picked Gunnar.
Uh,
Stand united.
yeah,
So,
sorry guys.
yes, so Ma'at reaches down her mighty hand and flips over the
Wait,
card.
can you put the card back up? I accidentally exited.
Oh, yeah, sure. There you go. She reaches down her mighty hand, flips over the card, and standing before you is Ma'at, the mummy lich, empress of all Assyrian. She looks to you and says, Well, welcome there, Elliot. We are glad to see you in someplace outside of danger.
It was very nice.
The Overlady has requested we give you a boon, so please step forward and accept our gift. And Ma'at pulls out a papyrus that she unrolls, and it has hieroglyphs stamped into it. And she begins to read. Most beauteous, supremely magnificent she, Pharaoh of old, priest of Hathor, enemies kneel by her decree, bring fear of the God King to all once more. When played, all foes within sight come under the effect of blessing of the God King, must roll at disadvantage for 1 minute.
Oh, that is badass.
So this is kind of a bomb you can drop on a group of enemies, and the more enemies there are, the more deadly this can be. So, let me open up your inventory there, Reese,
Hell yeah.
and give you the Ma'at card.
We're gonna just like save all these for like the last encounter.
That's fine.
This one.
If you do, like, that's what these are for. These are to narratively change the story. So if you want to save them all for the last battle just to make it insane, do it.
I'm just talking
Heard it
from the
here.
Skyrim hoarder in me,
Mhm.
who like would just hoard everything and not use anything because I'm like, well, maybe I might need it. I don't know.
I'm very much the same way. Save everything for the last boss and then don't use the potions on the last boss.
Yep.
That's the thing, though. You know who the last boss is, so use
Yeah.
them.
Yes.
But Ma'at looks to you and says, We hope that this boon will help you before the final. Good. We will see you soon. And she turns into a translucent blue hologram, just like the rest. Very well. The card is picked. 10 have been chosen. 8 remain. And I believe that, yes, Shane, it is your pick next week. Ta for now. And Baba Yaga fades into the distance once more. Welcome back to the Bard's Playhouse Presents Tales from Shadow Valley, Season 4, Episode 10, A Norse, My Kingdom for a Norse. Where we come in today is once again in the infinite floating void. The massive parchment of Baba Yaga lays bare before you, with 12 cards of well-known NPC characters before you. Upon the horizon is the massive visage of Baba Yaga, flowers in her hair, her raven locks floating about her. She looks down to you and says, Welcome back, players. It is wonderful to see you again.
Hi.
Hello.
Always too long, it feels. 10 have been chosen. Only 2 cards remain. Shane, please step forward. It is your chance today.
Indeed. I have not made a decision.
Who do we have to choose left before?
The
We've got
two-
Gunnar.
Yep, the 2 left are Gunnar Sunsun, and Gazkul Demon Killer.
What am I wearing? I'm not wearing. Well, I'm wearing blue jeans. Blue is the color that I got from WAG or whatever it's called.
That's it. The live power, the power of orcish belief magic.
Here's
the
the thing.
nearly forgotten god Skorkenborg. Yes.
That power has been such a useful thing.
Yeah. I forget
It
what
is-
he gave Khan because me and you
Green.
use ours so much.
It's a bonus to initiative.
And temporary hit points at the beginning of combat.
Oh hell yeah.
Green, because green is the best, because green is the color of orcs. And Khan is the best, so she chose green. What are you thinking,
then-
Shane?
Let me just see. Let me read the text on Wog Lucky Git.
Ah, yeah.
The power of Wog tips the scales of fate in your favor, borrowing some of the brutal cunning of Mork. Your target gains advantage on their next attack, save, or skill check. Alternatively, Mork can weigh the scales of a foe and give them disadvantage. I mean, that's such a powerful thing.
It's pretty great.
Gunnar, we fought a scorpion together.
Mm-hmm.
We dived onto a rock.
We saved his life.
Mhm.
saved
He
his
has
life
your
and
name
his-
tattooed on him because he owes you a life debt.
Me?
Aww.
Yeah, Zavid, because you saved him from that scorpion.
Oh, Zavid.
And I
Okay.
saved
It
him
is
from
part of-
drowning.
Yeah, that's true.
He's gonna
You,
get
you
one
would have
for
been
me.
added as Reese. I probably should have RP'd that, but he would have added you as well, Reese.
Oh my god. Amazing.
Here's the thing. We all have a bond with Gunnar. I've been pushing others to choose Gunnar, and I still believe in that. Besides which, when I saw the lineup when you first unveiled this, I looked at Gazcool and I was like, this guy's gonna get picked last. Because people don't remember him as well, and people forget about the Mork stuff. But you know what? I'm going against my own bet. I'm picking Gazcool.
All right.
Because you can always trust the Damon Killer.
Very well. Gazcol Damon Killer, last weird boy of Gork and Mork. She reaches down her mighty hand, flips the card over, and before you stands the muscular, old, gray-bearded orc with large tusks, arcane runes tattooed all across his body. He has a satchel at his hip filled with scrolls. He looks to you and says, "Hey there, always good to see all of you, it is. You're the one who has that shine up in Golarion, eh?"
Indeed. By the way, are you watermarked? I'm looking at your art and it seems like there's a watermark on you.
Aye, I do have the mark of the water genasi. The ones who made me originally tattooed this on me. I didn't want to get rid of it completely because that's disrespectful.
Fair enough. But yes, it is I, and I've chosen you, putting my faith once again in Mork and his cunning.
Never a bad choice. Now then, the Overlady, she wanted me to write a little something. And, I'm not much for writing, but, here goes nothing. And he pulls out a scroll, and he unfurls it. And as he's holding it in one hand, on his other hand, he starts to count. And he says, "Oh, you stupid git. You wanna have a go, bruv? Punch you in the face. Belief in Gork and Mork has spread and grown strong. Each player gains access to an additional Wog spell, but only if they believe."
Oh
And if
hell
you've
yeah.
forgotten, let me find the list.
Hell
Here it is.
yes. Do we get another focus point
Bam.
for this?
Yes, up to a maximum of 3. Because that's how Pathfinder works. You can't get more than 3.
That's great, because I have 2. So getting 3 would be nice to be at level 17 or whatever.
Yep, you're 16 now. You'll be 17 very soon.
Let's see.
Not like imminently, but pretty soon. So the choices are: you have black, which is tough. The color of black gives you resistance to physical damage equal to your level in bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage for a round. So 16 resistance to all physical damage for a round for a focus spell. You've got blue, which is Lucky Git, which Zavid has. That's the give advantage or disadvantage. Red makes red ones go faster. So that increases your movement speed by 2. You get 5 for every other level of spell you have, so 20 feet at this level. Yellow, as everyone knows, is the Crumpin that gives you access to Flurry of Blows, just like Reese has. Always a classic. Purple, Danny actually took. That's the sneaky one, because have you ever seen a purple orc? No, you haven't. That's because they're so sneaky. That one gives you access to invisibility spell, but since you all have it's focus spells and you all are a high enough level to have 8th level spells, it works as 4th level invisibility and the duration increases to 10 minutes. Then Wog White it makes you more killy. It increases your damage by 4 it adds 4 bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage to your attacks for 1 minute. It just makes your weapon nastier. It adds like spikes and shit. And then the last one is green, which is the best. That's what Khan has. It's a bonus to initiative and temporary hit points at the beginning of combat. And each of you gets
black.
one. Oh, black, huh? That checks out.
It's about time.
Hell, it's about time. Okay, let me open up your character sheet.
When it comes to Magic the Gathering, you could say I'm a black-blue player. Not actually, but it would fit in this context.
There you go. I have dropped that onto your character sheet and increased your focus pool by 1 to you should have a maximum of 3 now. There you go. Yep. Okay, what about Eldritch?
I will take white. Consford just like turns albino very suddenly.
You did draw that picture recently with the raid can. Let's see, which spells? Or is it under Incredible Rat Tricks? I'm not sure where I put it. Well, I'll put it here under Incredible Rat Tricks.
Thank you.
There it is. And Elliot.
Clearly purple, because Reese is the only one that has seen a purple orc.
I like that. Very well. Purple. So let me open up your actions tab. And purple is here. It's pretty great. So you've got, there it is. Purple. Oh, and I need to give you and Colin both an extra focus point. I will program that later. So, yes. So, all of you now have access to that extra Wog spell and an extra focus point up to a maximum of 3. Gazco looks to you and says, "There's one other thing. Elliot, Shane, you two have brought more recognition to Gork and Mork than I could in 1,000 years because of this damn curse. Therefore, I make you two honorary weird boys of Gork and Mork." And with that, he fades into a blue hologram. Wow.
Forever be a himbo like Mork.
I was like, I'm already a weird boy, but
Right?
I'll take it.
Very well. The card has been chosen. And it appears the last has been chosen for you. Eldritch, next week, you receive the Gunnar card. Ta for now. And she fades away into the void once more. Welcome back to the Bard's Playhouse Presents Tales from Shadow Valley, Season 4, Episode 11, Both Alike in Dignity. This is where we come in today, in the infinite floating void, and the massive harrowmat of Baba Yaga, the flowers with crown on her head, her raven locks floating all about her. She seems to take up the entire horizon in front of you. Before her are basketball-sized cards, each with an image of an NPC from the game, 11 of which have been chosen, and only 1 remains. She looks down to you all and says, "Welcome back, players. It is good to see all of you. Ash especially, you have come so far."
Really far.
Well, it would seem that this is the last card for this deck. Come forward, everyone. Eldritch, I believe it is your, not pick, but your card this week.
It is my card. Well, really, isn't it everyone's card? Isn't Gunnar everyone's best friend?
It's true.
Ah, he is best boy. Very well. If this is your choice, Gunnar Sun Sun. And she reaches her hand down and picks up the card and flips it over. Standing before you is the mighty Viking himself, Gunnar Sun Sun. A bit of gray in his hair, long beard, furs and leathers as his armor, a shield in his hand and an axe in the other. He looks to you and says, "Oh, hey everybody, good to see all of you. How you been? Hope things are going good back on the Galarians."
Oh yeah, it's good as they can be.
Oh, wonderful day, just wonderful. The Baba Yaga's up here told me that she wanted me to write a thing for you and give you a little bit of a boon, so I think I got something you're gonna like.
And Gunnar pulls out, there it is. He pulls out a vellum, like a sheepskin, that's got some runes marked on it. And he begins to read. Come on, Fantasy Grounds.
There we go. There once was a Viking named Gunnar, who hunted for whales from a schooner. He sailed o'er the land with his shield in his hand, and to ladies' hearts he's a harpooner. Need a quick escape? Your good buddy Gunnar just so happens to be nearby on the Windseeker. Hinga-dinga-durgan.
So this card is an escape for anywhere you are. Anywhere. Remember, these cards are above the game. So it doesn't matter where you are, it doesn't matter if it makes sense. If you need to escape, Gunnar's got your back. He's right there.
God, that's
He's
so
right
good.
there. He's our best friend.
Your best friend, he's right there.
Let me tell
He's
you
got
about my
you if you need to
best
escape.
friend.
I'm just imagining us in hell. Strike a deal with Asmodeus. We didn't read the fine print. We get trapped in Dispater, some fucking lair, and like the Archduke there is like, I'm in charge of keeping you here. The flaming whip and everything, and they've got like legions and stuff, and we're like, and Gunnar comes in with the fucking Windseeker. We grab onto a rope and we swing out of there.
That's literally what this card is for.
I love it.
Quite literally. It is a get out of jail free card. So Con, I've dropped that in your inventory. And
Thank you.
Of course. And he says,
Well, I hope this can be of some use for you. I'm pretty good at flying that thing. Well, anyway, have some fun, everybody.
and Gunnar fades as a hologram, just like the rest. Baba Yaga looks down to all of you and says, "Well done, players. Another entire deck completed. Now then." And she waves her hand. All of the holograms disappear. She waves her other hand, and the cards zap together into a single deck in the center of the mat. She snaps her fingers, and they begin to fly into the air and shuffle, reshuffle, and then they fly out and shoot onto the mat in front of you. And I need to remove this one. And what you see before you
Round 3.
is cards of of PCs that we've had in the campaign.
Ooh.
Oh,
Now
my
then.
god.
Speed.
Oh
There
my
is there's
god.
one rule. Ash, you are not beholden to this rule, but the three of you are. You may not choose your own Shadow Valley character. That is the only rule.
Fine. Whatever.
Okay, that's fine. I have some favorites anyway. I can pick.
And it seems that yes, next time, Elliot, you get first pick.
Ooh.
Ta for now. And Baba Yaga fades away into the distance.